Hey everyone, thanks for checking out my tune, The Hamster Wheel of Karma. Hope you enjoyed it. I'd like to follow up with a little discussion on karma and what it is, and how we need to be aware of the laws of the universe that we are part of and that govern us all. Karma is a term that is highly misunderstood. It gets thrown around a lot, and people tend to think that it means you'll be punished for your so-called bad deeds or whatever. It's not exactly the case. Karma is it's a neutral term. It's the law of cause and effect. Every action we take has an effect. So this universe is governed by a law called the law of attraction or the law of mirroring. Some people call it the law of resonance. There's different terms for it. What it means is that like energy attracts like. Nikola Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of frequency, energy, and vibration. So what we are, really, we are all just energy, vibrating energy. The frequencies that we are vibrating at will attract like frequencies. So if we're vibrating high, meaning we're feeling amazing, we're buzzing. People say when they're really feeling incredible, they just had an incredible show or something like that. That means we're vibrating at a high frequency. If we're in other emotions such as fear, sadness, anger, the denser, darker emotions, then we're vibrating at a lower frequency, and we are going to tend to attract those experiences that are of a similar vibration. So that's essentially what the law of attraction is saying. And one important note to make, all of those, the darker feelings, that doesn't mean they're bad, and that doesn't mean that bad things are going to happen to you for feeling them. They're just there as an indicator to show us that we are not quite in alignment with the truth of who we are. It's kind of like if you put your hand near a flame, you feel like you're burned, so you move your hand away. That's really the purpose of negative emotions, is to get us back into alignment with who we are. And when those emotions are flowing freely, it's healthy. We feel a wave of sadness, it flows through us, it's gone. We move on. It is something that appears within consciousness and flows out and disappears. It is part of the many changing elements of our experience taking place within our never-changing selves. Bigger issue is that holding on to them and being conditioned by these emotions, that creates a false sense of self. An angry self, a guilty self, a fearful self, especially. That's part of conditioning. It comes from early childhood. So that's another element to it. But the emotions themselves are not good or bad. They're just part of us. So based on this law of attraction, we are meant to live incredibly happy and meaningful, fulfilling lives. We're meant to thrive. We're meant to meet our desires. And so when we are in alignment with who we truly are, we get into this flow of learning, growing, and then sharing and receiving. So when we receive something that is unwanted, or we're not receiving our desires or living in that flow, then it usually means we are in some way out of alignment with our spirit. These things will either block what we were wanting and going for, or they will bring experiences to us to reflect how we've been thinking and feeling. So that is what karma is, and these negative experiences are meant not to as punishments. Life is not coming after us. They are wake-up calls. They are wake-up calls to show us that we have been thinking and feeling and acting out of alignment with love, with peace, with our true nature. So the biggest problem, as I see it, is much of the planet is simply not aware of this. And so those of us are unconsciously creating our realities, thinking that everything is just random. So because many are unconscious of this, we tend to just think or believe that this is the way life is, this is who we are, there's nothing we can do about it, these things are set in stone. It's not true. It's the other way around. Actually, our beliefs create our realities. Our beliefs create what we see, or what we think we see, what we perceive. For instance, when we are born, whatever beliefs our parents have, they give to us and they become our beliefs. And from day one, those beliefs become our reality. So for instance, if we are born into a family that believes that money is hard to come by, or that money is the root of all evil, then that will become our reality, and the way we think and feel is going to inform how we interact with money, how we see money, how we see ourselves. We might see ourselves as unworthy, and that energy will block money from flowing to us. That is the reality of this universe. Our beliefs and our subsequent feelings and vibration, that's what creates our realities. So without knowing the truth, we can slide into victim consciousness, which is where we unconsciously are creating aspects that we don't want, and we're not aware that we can change those. And when we think, feel, and act from a place of victim consciousness, then we give our power away. Then we are unconsciously choosing something that is unwanted. We are unconsciously choosing our own oppression or our own lack of freedom, which is not actually the case, because freedom is our birthright. So I'd like to discuss a little bit about the events that are happening in the world right now. Right now, our karmic baggage as a collective has gotten so heavy that basically society is just consuming itself like a fire. Everything is breaking down. Now, whatever we're each going through individually is a major wake-up call. They are reflections of how we've been seeing ourselves, seeing others, seeing the world, how we've been thinking and feeling. All of these things are not punishments, they are all wake-up calls. So for instance, COVID is dredging up and bringing up all of our fear of health and safety for people with financial uncertainty. That's bringing up another aspect of our feelings of safety and security that we have externalized outside of ourselves. These fears are being brought to light so that we can discover our true nature, see that we are infinite and eternal, and we've never lost ourselves in our entire experience of life. We've never lost who we are. We could never truly die and lose ourselves. So our goal is to wake up to see that we are the consciousness that is aware of all of these things happening, this entire dream, in not limited bodies on a planet randomly here. So what can we do about all this karma business? Well, we kind of have to face it head on. There's no running away from ourselves anymore. And life is getting so loud for many of us that there's really nowhere to run or hide. all we can do is sit and face the feelings and choose love for ourselves, for the darker parts of ourselves, and for others. Choose to forgive ourselves and others. Any limiting beliefs that we have, we can start to rewire those beliefs. We can be more honest, more open. We can share ourselves. This work doesn't have to just change overnight, but we're all on this path together. And it's the path of greater awareness into who we are at this moment and who we are truly and eternally. Now's the time to speak up and stand up for our freedoms and everything that we hold dear, because we often don't know what we have until it's taken away. Realize the freedoms that we do have, and we still have every single moment of existence. Please feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll be putting out more content to help awaken the world. So have a great day. Peace.